All right, Celtic fans, what a time to be alive if you're part of this green and white family. You can almost feel it in the air right now. That spark, that pure buzz that's been missing for far too long has finally returned to Celtic Park. You walk through the gates, you see the players warming up, you hear the noise from the stands, and there's just something different about it. It feels alive again. It feels like Celtic are back to being Celtic, united, focused, and ready to chase glory. After everything that's gone on over the past few months, it's amazing how quickly the mood can shift when belief creeps back in. We all know that last season didn't quite hit the heights everyone hoped for. The trebles slipped away, the football became predictable, and you could sense that the atmosphere was beginning to dip a little. But now, it's like someone's flicked a switch. Every player seems to have a fire in their belly again. Every fan is singing that bit louder, and all of it comes down to one thing: that return of positivity under Martin O'Neill. You don't have to be a football genius to see what's changed. The players look like they're enjoying their football again. The intensity is back, the confidence is back, and most importantly, that connection between the team and the support has been restored. O'Neill has come in and reminded everyone what it means to wear the Celtic badge. He's brought back that sense of fight, that pride, and that belief that no matter who we're playing, Celtic should always be the ones dictating the game. And honestly, maybe that change was overdue. No one wants to dwell on the past, but it's fair to say that things had started to go stale under Brendan Rodgers. The football had lost its spark, the energy around Lennoxtown wasn't what it used to be, and you could tell that the players needed a new voice. Sometimes in football, it doesn't matter how successful someone's been before. When the connection fades, it's time for something fresh. O'Neill's arrival has proven exactly that. The reaction has been nothing short of incredible, and it's not just about results. It's about that emotional lift that's swept through the club. You only had to watch the derby to see it. From the first whistle, Celtic were relentless, pressing, tackling, creating, and showing real character. There was none of that hesitation we'd seen in the previous months. It was pure determination. And when that final whistle went, it wasn't just the players celebrating. It felt like the whole fan base was breathing again. That's the Celtic we know. That's the Celtic that terrifies opponents and inspires generations. Of course, the question everyone's asking now is what happens next. Should Martin O'Neill stay in charge for the League Cup final? It's one of those debates that splits opinions right down the middle. Some say he's earned the right to lead the team out at Hampden after the way he's lifted spirits and restored belief. Others argue that the club should focus on long-term planning, that sentiment can't guide major decisions. And honestly, both sides have a point. But here's the thing, for the first time in a long while, it doesn't feel like there's a wrong answer. Celtic are in a good place. Whether it's O'Neill continuing to steer the ship for another month, or a new manager stepping in to begin a new chapter, there's this rare sense of stability again. That's not something you could have said even a few weeks ago. And that's down to the culture shift we've seen since O'Neill walked back through those doors. When he spoke at his first press conference after returning, he made a point that really stuck with everyone. He said the club needed to make sure everyone was pulling in the same direction. Simple words, but so powerful when you think about it. Because for a while, it didn't feel like that was the case. The team looked disjointed, the fans were frustrated, and there was a cloud of uncertainty hanging over everything. But look at it now. The players are united, the fans are smiling again, and there's that shared purpose that's always been at the heart of Celtic's identity. You can sense it even in small moments. The way the players celebrate goals together, the way the fans stay behind after the final whistle to applaud the team, the way O'Neill himself stands on the touchline with that look of pride. It's like he's never been away. He's 73 years old, yet he's out there on the sideline with the energy of a man half his age. He's reminded everyone of what it means to have passion on the touchline, to feel every kick, every pass, every tackle. That connection matters. It's infectious. And yes, it's only been a few games, but football is as much about emotion as it is about tactics. What O'Neill's done is light that emotional fire again. The results have followed, sure, but it's the belief that's the real win here. Celtic fans needed something to believe in, something to get behind, and now they've got it. Of course, there's still the long term to think about. Nobody's saying O'Neill should suddenly be handed a 3-year contract. He himself has admitted that he doesn't know whether he'll be in the dugout for the final. But even if it's temporary, even if it's just for this spell, it's been exactly what Celtic needed. a reminder of who we are and what we stand for. And while the debates rage on about what the future holds, one thing's for sure. Right now, the team is playing with heart again. That's something no manager can fake. You can't manufacture passion. It either exists or it doesn't. And under Martin O'Neill, it's back in full force. You can tell by the way fans are talking. Every Celtic forum, every podcast, every chat after the match. People aren't moaning anymore. They're dreaming again. They're excited. They're hopeful. And when you've got that feeling back around Celtic Park, you know the club is heading in the right direction. No one knows how the next few weeks will go. There's still plenty of football to be played, and anything can happen. But for now, Celtic are smiling, the players are giving everything, and the stands are bouncing again. That's what this club is all about. Winning helps, sure, but it's that unity, that shared joy that makes Celtic truly special. Maybe we don't need to overthink it. Maybe, just maybe, this is one of those moments in football where everything clicks because it's meant to. The right person, at the right time, with the right message. And when that happens, you can't help but believe that something big might be brewing once more at Paradise. If you were anywhere near Hampton on that Derby day, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The noise, the energy, the pure adrenaline. It was something else. Celtic fans turned up in full voice, and from the first whistle, you could sense the belief flooding through the stands. The team fed off it too. Every tackle, every interception, every forward run had purpose. There was no hesitation, no fear, just a group of players determined to show what it means to wear the hoops. That unity has been missing for too long, and now it's back. You can see the difference in every single performance. Martin O'Neill has managed to do something that's honestly quite rare in football. He's come in during a storm, steadied the ship, and somehow made it feel like we're setting sail again towards something special. You can see the trust between the players and the coaching staff. Training looks sharper, body language is better, and even those who seemed out of form just a few weeks ago are suddenly thriving. That's the power of belief. It's not just about tactics or formations. It's about reminding players that they're good enough to compete and that they belong on that stage. One player who's really caught the eye since O'Neill's return is CALLUM Hudson. The lad's been outstanding. To come on in a semi-final against Rangers and score your first goal for Celtic, you couldn't dream of a better moment. The roar that went up when that ball hit the back of the net, it was pure euphoria. You could see it in his face. You could see it in the reaction of the players around him. That's what this club does to you. It takes young talents and gives them a platform to shine under pressure. And what's even more exciting is that Osman looks like he's got so much more to give. There were murmurs from supporters for months asking why he wasn't getting chances before, and now we're starting to see exactly why he should have been in the mix. His pace, his energy, his confidence on the ball. It's everything you want in a young Celtic forward. He's not afraid to take people on, not afraid to play his game. That fearlessness is what O'Neill seems to be nurturing. He's spoken about it himself, saying from day one that Martin gave him belief, that he told him the staff rated him highly. You can see what that kind of encouragement does for a player. Sometimes, all it takes is one person to look you in the eye and say, "I trust you." And when that happens, a footballer can transform overnight. O'Neill knows that better than most. He's always had this way of getting the best out of people. You think back to his first spell at Celtic, how he built a team of warriors who'd run through walls for each other. He's doing it again now, even if this time it's only for a short spell. He's brought back that edge, that Celtic spirit that refuses to die. And it's infectious. You can see it in every corner of the club. But as much as we're riding this wave of positivity, football always has a funny way of throwing up new challenges. There's been plenty of noise coming from across the city after the Derby. The complaints, the statements, the never-ending discussions about refereeing decisions. It's the same old song, isn't it? Rangers fans insisting that one moment decided the game, that Celtic got lucky, that the officials were against them. We've heard it all before. It's just part of the chaos that comes with Glasgow derbies. But if we're being honest, the game's done. No amount of complaining will change the result. The best team on the day won, and that's all that matters. It's funny how quickly narratives can spin out of control after a match like that. Social media explodes, fans argue for days, and pundits spend hours analyzing the same two incidents. But at the end of it all, football is decided on the pitch, and Celtic showed more heart, more determination, and more composure when it mattered most. That's what separates champions from challengers. And if anything, the reaction from the other side just proves how much this result stung. Still, I get why emotions run high. Glasgow derbies are emotional battles as much as they are tactical ones. There's pride, history, and a bit of madness thrown into the mix every single time. But Celtic handled it perfectly. They stayed focused, didn't get dragged into the nonsense, and got the job done. That's how you silence the noise, by winning. And while all of that unfolds in the background, the bigger picture remains the same. Celtic have momentum again, and it feels like the squad is embracing the challenge ahead. There's talk about what happens next, who takes charge for the final, what the long-term vision looks like. But maybe that's something for another day. Right now, what matters is that the team is winning games and playing with freedom. The smiles are back, and the atmosphere around the club is one of hope, not uncertainty. Even O'Neill himself has been refreshingly honest about the situation. He said he genuinely doesn't know what the board will decide, and that's fair enough. There's still time before the League Cup final. Time for conversations and decisions to be made. What matters most is that he's given everything since stepping back into the role. You can see the pride in him. It's written all over his face every time he talks about the club. You can tell that Celtic isn't just another job for him. It's something that runs deep. The beauty of this whole story is that no matter what happens next, Celtic are in a good position. If O'Neill stays on for another month and leads the team out at Hampden, you can bet every supporter in that stadium will be behind him 100%. If the club brings in a new manager to build for the long term, fans will understand that too. Because at the end of the day, this isn't about individuals. It's about Celtic as a whole. The badge, the history, the pride. You can't fake what's happening right now. It's real. The smiles, the celebrations, the feeling that the team's fighting for every inch again. That's not something you can buy or manufacture. It comes from within, from belief, from leadership, and from love for the club. And that's what Martin O'Neill has reignited. Nobody knows where this run will lead or how long the magic will last, but one thing's certain. Celtic fans are dreaming again. And that's worth everything. Because when the club, the players, and the supporters all start believing in the same dream, there's no limit to what they can achieve. So as we look ahead to the next few fixtures, and eventually that cup final on the horizon, it feels like a good time to just enjoy it, to soak it all in. Football's about moments, and this one feels special. The songs are loud again, the stands are full, and there's a sense that something bigger is building. Whatever happens next, Celtic are back to doing what they do best, making us believe. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. Whispers are swirling through the Scottish football scene this morning after what could prove to be one of the most unexpected transfer twists of the season. According to sources close to Parkhead, Celtic have pulled off a stunning move by bringing in CALLUM Hudson-ODOI from Nottingham Forest, a deal that sent shockwaves across both the Scottish Premiership and the English game. The 24-year-old winger, once hailed as one of Chelsea's brightest academy prospects, had only recently begun to find his feet again at Forest after a mixed spell in England's top flight. Yet, it seems Celtic have been quietly working behind the scenes to lure him north of the border, believing his pace, creativity, and flair could light up the green and white hoops. While official confirmation remains pending, insiders suggest personal terms have been agreed, and the player has already been spotted in Glasgow for medical checks. The rumor mill has gone into overdrive, with fans flooding social media with speculation about what Hudson-Odoi's arrival could mean for Celtic's attacking setup. Some say manager Brendan Rodgers, known for getting the best out of technical, attack-minded players, had personally pushed for the signing, viewing Hudson-Odoi as a statement of intent in the club's European ambitions. Others wonder what this means for wingers like Leo Labata and Luis Palma, whose places might now come under threat. If confirmed, the deal would mark a remarkable coup for Celtic, both in footballing and financial terms. Landing a player with Premier League pedigree, still in his mid-20s, suggests the club are aiming higher than ever, eager not only to dominate domestically, but to make a genuine mark on the European stage. It's also believed the move includes a buyback clause for Forest, a sign of how highly the English side still rate Hudson-Odoi's potential. Whether this bold gamble pays off remains to be seen, but there's no denying the buzz around Glasgow tonight. from the pubs of the East End to the pages of the tabloids. The question on every supporter's lips is the same. Is Callum Hudson-ODOI really the next big star to grace Celtic Park? Only time and the roar of paradise will tell. Hello, fan. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.